and gentlemen from the Rocky Mountain High, we're back here with our 24th episode of the 504 Core podcast. And I just want to say it's very depressing down there. Look, I'm looking up here from the mountain ranges. I'm looking down low, and y'all look depressed below sea level.
Nah, man. All of our teams are trash. All of them. Ours, yours, no one's winning. All of us are
Air
winning.
Force is 5-0. Colorado's got 2 more wins than last year. The Broncos just won, So I want to hear
a win. It's a JV win.
Don't throw in the Broncos getting 1 win. Don't do that right now.
The Bears.
The Bears too. Weren't they down like 21-0 at half or something like that?
It was 28-7.
They were really getting cooked by Justin Fields. Oh,
dude, they should have just lost that game. Now you don't get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, dude. If they got Caleb Williams, I would envy you, bro. That'd be so crazy next year.
Yeah, Jokic was hilarious for media days. I gotta say that.
He's so sick.
Dude, he's cracking me up.
He doesn't want to be there.
He's the opposite of Mamba mentality.
I saw that and I was dying laughing. Let's get into it. What do we got today, Mike?
All right, let's talk about the Saints, man. God, guys, I was just sitting there watching that game, depressed, sitting there, like, damn, I miss Drew Brees.
You're glowing, Corey.
I miss
You're absolutely glowing.
I miss him. I miss number 9. Like, what do you even say with that? The offensive line sucked. Derek Carr played through an injury, respect, but he couldn't really throw the ball downfield or any consistency. Chris Olave quit trying. The pass rush isn't there defensively besides Brazil and Cam getting double teamed. And, Pete Carmichael didn't want the job to begin with. Now I know why. He didn't want to get exposed. Now he's getting exposed for the fraud he is. He ain't a fraud. He's a good position coach, good quarterback coach, right? Good offensive analyst, not a good offensive play caller.
I mean, should Carr not have played? Like, do you think he just shouldn't have played on Sunday?
I don't know what the difference would have been.
Yeah, true. I didn't get to catch too much of the game. You two are going to have to run this Saints stuff like crazy. I was driving like a maniac back from Oxford.
Yeah, I would have drove into a tree.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Give me the takeaways, fellas. What'd you like? Minimal.
No, what do you mean? What do I like? All right, let me think. What did I like from that ass kicking by the Tampa Bay Bucks in the Superdome? Brazil looks like he's legit.
Penning,
I guess.
Penning's improved every single week.
Penning played well.
Yeah, Penning played well. He's improved every single week. I mean, he has gotten better.
I'll give him one thing. He tries hard.
Yeah, dude.
The effort's there from him.
You knew when they drafted him he was going to be a developmental guy. So, I mean, he had the foot injury and another injury. So that's sidelined him. This is basically his rookie year, in my opinion. So he's gotten better every single week. If you see improvement, then you really can't complain about that guy. So that, and then Brazil, he looks like he could be something. They're constantly rotating guys, so it's not like he's out there 24/7. So those are 2 positives. Yeah.
Negatives. All right. What do you want to start? Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Start on defense.
Let's start on defense.
Offense will go all day.
No pass rush. Baker just sat back there, had time to throw. Too many miscues, right? Lattimore, before Mike Evans went out, was getting cooked. The first time I've seen Lattimore get cooked by Mike Evans. Mike Evans won that battle for the half that they played. Defensively, I really don't think they were the problem, but they didn't play. They played their worst game so far this season. Offensively, where weren't their problems? They can't run the ball. They kept trying to move Alvin Kamara to the outside. The Bucs defense is way too fast for that. I guess Taysom Hill was the best part of the offense. Jimmy Graham was your only tight end left, and they refused to use him. They just refused. Chris Olave stopped trying to run his routes midway through the third quarter, maybe even the second quarter. Just conservative. On third and longs, they're running short of the sticks, and then on third and short, they're running 20 yards downfield. There's no thought process of
what the fuck I saw on film too. I saw that, and then I was like looking at like AK's routes. Like obviously they want to try to get it to him on screen passes and bubble routes and try to get it behind the line of scrimmage, see if he can turn it upfield. But dude, like what do you have? Like 13 receptions for 33 yards? It's like how is that even possible? Like legitimately, like how is that even possible?
I also think it's the matchup. The Bucks are really good with Devin White at taking away what AK's good at.
But dude, like that is historically bad. Like I don't even know if it's possible. But yeah, no, I hear you. That does make sense. Mike, what you got? Yeah.
I'm looking at Carr's stats here. So he had 23 completions and 13 of them were to Alvin Kamara for 33.
Yeah.
For 33 yards, which is like you said, it's almost statistically impossible what he did. It's not Kamara's fault either. It's just the scheme and everything else. But yeah, this offense is really confusing. It's like it seems like there's 3 plays in this playbook. It's like, run the ball with Taysom or Kamara, go routes, or like a check down. Like there's like literally nothing else in between. It seems like it's very weird. And then like what you said, Corey, like it'll be 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, like 3rd manageable, right? And what do? They just send the guys on and go routes.
Go routes.
Tampa sends a blitz. Next thing you know, Carr sack. So like, there's really no consistency, no flow. I mean, people are harping on Pete Carmichael all this week, and rightfully so. He's been nothing short of horrendous. So I don't know. It's really depressing as a Saints fan right now. And then I kind of told some people earlier, I was like, we're literally the Portland Trailblazers of the NFL right now. We're like stuck in no man's land, like too good to tank, too good for a Super Bowl run. Like, bless you. But yeah, it's like, it's very frustrating. I'd rather be one or the other. You're a Super Bowl contender or like tank. Like, and we're in the middle of that, and it's extremely frustrating.
All right, what you're missing here, and this is going to be my rant for today. What you're missing here is when Saints fans in 2020 were bitching and complaining about Drew Brees not being able to throw the football deep and saying that he lost his arm. Okay, cool. The Saints still won 13 games. Drew Brees was still one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the NFL because of his mind. He knew where the people were lining up. Drew Brees knew where the ball needed to go before the play happened, right? He knew where to set his guys up. He needed to set everything up. And now, every single week, and Carr's like the jury's still out on Derek Carr. I'm still going to defend him a little bit, but the last 3 years, bro, we've been watching shit quarterback play, and all I'm thinking was like, God damn it. In my case, I knew what I was watching with Drew Brees, and I tried to, pay my respects every single Sunday, knowing that we had a chance to freaking win. But God, man, we were spoiled. Damn, we were spoiled, dude.
Hell yeah, we were. Are you kidding me?
We were spoiled, man. Even watching like NFL all the time, like just like God damn, bro.
Well, so where do you go from here? Like, how long do you keep Carmichael on board as long as he continues to screw?
Well, dude, the thing is, the schedule's easy.
Year.
The division's still winnable. The schedule's easy, bro. You play this out a couple more weeks.
How many? Like, how tight of a lead are you for?
3.
3?
Well, I mean, if you fire him, what do you do? Like, that's another question. Like,
you go with the quarterbacks coach. I'm blanking on his name right now.
I mean, is that really a better option?
Yes.
I feel like anybody's a better option at this point. I mean, that was pathetic. And look, like I'm saying, like this is also me, like it's a casual take from what I've seen and the limited film I watched because I didn't get to watch much of the game as a whole. But from what I saw, from what I heard, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, like your options are so limited. Like at this point, what's the point of even keeping?
And you have weapons, bro.
Yeah,
dude. Olave's been great. Rashid's been great. Michael Thomas is a step slower than before, but he's still a really good receiver. You have
definitely a wide receiver 3. Yeah.
You got you got Alvin Kamara who's still productive. Juwan Johnson's disappeared. What the fuck happened?
He got hurt on Saturday. He got hurt on Sunday.
I know, but I'm just talking about
what happened is what I'm saying. Like, did he hurt?
I don't know, dude. I cover the Broncos now.
I didn't know if you watched. Well, you were watching.
I know. I have no clue, man. It's sad. But it's not over. It's still a long ways to go. But they need to get that swagger back, man. Kamara knows it. At least he's honest. He knows. He knows.
I saw that interview with NOF or whatever, and he seemed just absolutely irate.
Hey, give him your credit, bro. Yeah, give him your credit.
Dude, I was reading that too. Who is that guy? Like
I
and he
don't
was
know.
trying to defend himself. I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude, like he was coming after me after that Chauncey Gardner-Johnson situation when I literally said exactly what Chauncey said. So,
Interesting guy.
But
Can't
wait.
hate, can't do whatever.
Another positive for Saints, I was thinking, dude, Isaac Yiadom. That guy's at least borderline 2 cornerback.
he's
He
good.
definitely a 3. He's not
Yeah.
bad. He's not bad. He's a very very solid rotational piece at the very least. So that's something like I'm like kind of realized because he kind of popped off in preseason, and then he got the pick this weekend. So you got good cornerbacks for sure. That's something.
He's a little feisty. I'll say that. He's feisty.
Yeah. And then another thing to harp on the offense, dude, you should not be taking out Olave, Thomas, and Shaheed. Like when Peyton was a coach, what was he famous for? Subbing guys in and out, sending guys in and out. Like you see Lynn Bowden and Keith Kirkwood come on the field. Like what the fuck do you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna go deep? You think they're gonna run 20-yard routes? Like no, they're gonna run the fucking ball. Like Adam Prentice comes in when like it's so predictable. It's I don't know.
Dude,
Good point.
well, we should have cut Adam Prentice by now. Dude, like the guy had it wide.
You're asking
open,
too much
third
of him.
down. He dropped the ball, and then the next series, he fumbles on the 1-yard line. Like I don't want to see him again.
Yeah.
Look,
You're
he
just
needs to go
asking
get
too
an
much of him.
apprenticeship. Okay, and that's what he needs to do.
Yeah. Oh, any other Saints shit? I guess let's talk about this week. Who they can play this week?
They played the
Pats?
Patriots. Dude, it's like it's the same. It's the same exact franchise. It is right now, like where they are. The Patriots miss Brady, right? They don't have a lot of life. They're not playing the Patriot way. They're stuck in the middle ground. They're not bad enough to tank. They're not good enough to make a run at the Super Bowl. Mac Jones is playing horrible. It's the same. Dude, like the storyline for these two teams are just similar.
What are your
The battle of the
predictions?
buns.
What are your predictions, Corey? Take the under.
Yeah. Like, I don't
That's all you
know.
got to say. Just take the fucking under.
I feel like the Saints come out a little bit more juiced, a little bit more motivated. They get a road win. 27-23.
Well, that covers. So the over under is 40.
So, all right, let's go to LSU.
No, it doesn't
So,
cover.
I want to start this thing off. Mike, what did I tell you last week on the pod with this LSU Ole Miss?
You said take the under. We both did, and we got fucking slaughtered. So
No.
that's one thing you did say.
Holy
I
shit.
said I
could
didn't
pick the
trust.
under for that game.
LSU covered the over under by themselves in the first half.
Yeah.
I said I didn't trust LSU's defense against Ole Miss, and I wouldn't take LSU minus 2.5.
If you don't
we
trust
both
their
said that.
defense, then why would you pick the under?
I don't remember saying the under. I remember talking about LSU 2.5 and not really wanting to take LSU 2.5 because of their defensive liabilities, and there's a ton of them against Ole Miss.
We both said that. Yeah. Yeah, I had a weird feeling about last week too.
Dude, like I just have this gut feeling, like, dude, like the mojo's not there, the juice isn't there, and man, bro, that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Zach,
Look,
I'll let you talk a little bit, and I have a little rant about LSU fans after
It was bad, and it was pretty much as bad as it could possibly get. I mean, 700 yards total. It's just historic numbers that they put on you. Credit to Lane Kiffin for the scheme that he put together. I mean, he exploited the defense perfectly, but it was a lot of self-inflicted wounds for the most part. Like linebacker play was piss poor. To put in Whit Weeks, or like just to put him in so late in the game made no sense to me, especially when Omar Speights has been playing with a hip flexor injury, missed the last 2 weeks with a hip flexor injury, and to just throw him back in the starting lineup fire just made no sense to me when you have a true freshman who's just absolutely balling. Your defensive backs actually look like group of 5 cornerbacks, and I can say that confidently. Zy Alexander hasn't been playing well. Deuce Chestnut didn't even travel. He didn't even travel to Oxford. He stayed in Baton Rouge. They didn't even bring him. You started a true freshman in Ashton Stamps against a Lane Kiffin offense. It's a recipe for disaster. Denver Harris, from a fundamental standpoint, is just not there yet. He's a press corner. And so you're going to go ahead and play soft zone coverage with Denver Harris on the field, it was just a recipe for disaster from the jump. And look, man, Matt House is a good guy, and I believe that he can turn it around at some point in time. But the talent level is not good enough. The scheme is bad. The fundamentals, when I say fundamentals, I'm talking about tackling, are bad. There was nothing to take away from that game that was impressive. Your defensive line is lining up 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, basically. Everything about it was terrible. Mason Smith hasn't hit his stride. Mekhi Wingo only has 17 tackles on the year or something of that nature. He's getting there, but he's not getting home. So I can't think of one positive on this defense besides Whit Weeks really coming into his own as a true freshman. You have some talent pieces there, but at some point you're going to have to throw all your freshmen in the fire, that being Ashton Stamps, Whit Weeks, Deshaun Womack. You have to give these youngsters playing time because, I mean, dude, like you're at a point in time where you could easily go 8-4, and that is horrendous. 9-3 would be lucky at this point. But man, at this point, that was one of the worst defensive performances I've ever seen in my life. Ole Miss it was the worst LSU defensive performance I've ever seen in my life. Ole Miss got everything they wanted. Lane Kiffin was an offensive mastermind. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't want to sit here and just roast and talk all this immense amounts of shit because they've been getting it enough. But, I mean, you guys watched the game with your own eyes. Every single level on defense was awful. It was awful. And it's just inexcusable stuff. So that's my rant. But, man, I mean, that was just inexcusable, horrible football from start to finish. There was no point in time where you looked at that defense and said, okay, maybe they can turn it around. It was horrible from start to finish, from the first quarter to the last possession. Awful.
And dude, you know what's sad about this? It's sad. Jaden Daniels has given you everything you want and what you expected of him and his growth as a quarterback. He's leading the SEC in passing. He's running the ball well. He's throwing it deep, which we talked about all offseason. He's doing everything that you want.
I literally said this on a podcast. On Monday night. I literally said there were boxes that Jaden Daniels needed to check, and that was his intermediate ball, his deep ball, balancing his legs with his arm, trusting his arm. Every single box that he needed to check coming into this year, he's done it, and it's not even close. He's giving you over 2,000 yards of total offense, second in the country behind Michael Penix. His touchdown numbers are phenomenal. The touchdown to interception ratio is phenomenal. He's only thrown 2 picks, and one of them wasn't even his fault. Everything that you wanted to see from Jaden Daniels, he's doing. Your offense is a balanced attack, and it's getting thrown in the fucking fire for no damn reason. It's infuriating.
Here's another thing, too, Zach. If they win that game and they go on to continue to play and the defense improves, he's in the Heisman talk.
You probably win the SEC West.
Yes, he's in the Heisman talk, bro. Like, Jaden is playing incredible football right now. So is Malik Neighbors. So is Brian Thomas, who's been inconsistent his entire career. And all of a sudden, he's like, dude, top 3 round draft pick.
He's making some money, boys.
He's making some money.
Leading the country in receiving touchdowns. Tough.
All right, Mike, I'll shut up. I got another rant. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I went on mine for, 3 minutes? So, yeah.
Well, I mean, first thing I noticed with LSU, they're never a first guy tackled defense. Like, I've never seen a team miss so many tackles like on the first try. Like, it was that's the most infuriating defenses to watch. Is like, Matt House does put these guys in positions like a lot of the times. I think he needs to simplify a lot of the shit.
You said that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He needs to dumb it down. Like, it's not sports are really not that complicated when you really boil it down. Like, it really isn't. This isn't geopolitics or anything. Like, just simplify it. Like, if Denver Harris plays a certain way, then incorporate that into your defense. If whatever, maybe if Harold Perkins is a good pass rusher, don't have him drop back in coverage. If Whit Weeks is making tackles, keep him in the damn game. If Greg Penn's struggling on certain things, then don't play him. Like, this isn't that complicated. It's just annoying. And then I did see a post on Twitter with the D lineman you alluded to. Who's their D line coach right now? Isn't it like some kind of assistant that stepped up?
Yeah, because Coach
Lindsey.
Coach Lindsey's dealing with some medical problems.
So they brought back Pete Jenkins, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's even going to make an impact? Like, or do you think he's going to be like a
We talked
No.
to Makai Wingo yesterday because Jenkins got on campus yesterday and they had their first meeting, with the defensive lineman and stuff. And they were just talking about for an old guy, he's super energetic, and from a scheme perspective, he's smart. But a lot of the things that they need to fix aren't really schematic issues. It's just playing with more heart and actually wrapping up and finishing the job and getting home. And maybe Jenkins can help them with that, but it's not going to be something that is fixed overnight.
Yeah.
It's just something that is going to take some time. We'll see.
One thing too, I think they got a lot of transfers, and these transfers are playing. But if you think about it, these transfers are not high caliber transfers.
They're not.
Like Andre Sam, he's been fine. I'm not gonna rip on it.
He's been probably your best one.
Yeah, but think about it. He came from what? McNeese and Marshall. Okay. Zy Alexander, Southeastern, Deuce Chestnut, Syracuse. He's not even trying with the team.
It's deeper than yeah.
It's just I don't know. They need someone. I forgot who said it, but someone thinks it's an NIL transfer problem.
Matt Moscona said it.
Yeah, Matt Moscona said it. Maybe, but I mean the boosters that contribute to NIL. I mean, they had to buy out Orgeron. They're giving Kelly $100 million. The oil can go so deep. So the oil ball can go so deep. So LSU's in a weird spot. I do believe in Brian Kelly. I mean, I wanted to talk about I'll let Corey go on his rant, and I'll let Zach hit on recruiting. But the recruiting class does have a lot of DBs coming in. So
we'll get into that.
Yeah,
Corey, I want to hear what you got, bro.
Yeah. First things, our thoughts and prayers are for Greg Brooks. He's LSU's best defensive back. Got diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer today, man. Really sad news. Thoughts and prayers with him. My rant is LSU fans need to calm down because I see people turning against Brian Kelly, saying they need to fire him.
Would you expect anything less, though?
Yeah, but dude, anybody listening and you're one of these people, I want you to get up, stand up. I want you to walk to the mirror, look yourself in the face and ask, am I delusional? Do I have problems? Because these things are so stupid, bro. Shut the fuck up. They lost the fucking game to a pretty good Ole Miss team.
On the road.
This is Kelly's second season at LSU. And he's dealing with a lot of transfers. He doesn't have the roster he likes, obviously, as we talked about. Calm the fuck down, please. All right. I forget. That was my rant. That's it.
Short but sweet. I like it.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Is Jaden Toviano not playable?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
All I heard was how great he was, and now I don't ever hear from him.
He's a tweener. They don't know where they want him right now. They don't know if they want him at corner, safety, nickel. They don't know where they want to put him at right now. I think he's already played in 4 games on special teams, so if you're going to redshirt him, he can't play again.
I'm kind of – the redshirt thing's kind of strange. I'm kind of not a believer in it, weirdly, just because of how much kids transfer and everything else. Then there's always eligibility things. I don't know. They wanted a redshirt in us. I get it, but
that was such a crazy time. But yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah. What was I going to ask? Oh, Deshaun Womack. Why is he not playing? I heard some rumors about him. I don't know if you can allude to anything.
Kelly just doesn't think he is 100% ready to be able to contribute to that type of level at the defensive line position, which is completely interesting to me. But what are you going to do? I don't know. Every time he steps on the field, he's making some type of impact. So something's probably happening, behind closed doors. Maybe from a film perspective, they're seeing different things that we're not seeing. But to my knowledge, Kelly just doesn't think that he's ready.
I mean, what did he have against Arkansas? He had 6 snaps, and he had a sack or half a sack, whatever it was.
He was let's say 6 snaps, and he had 1 sack, and he was in the backfield on 5 of the snaps. He was an effective piece to what the defensive line was doing. And the same thing goes for Whit Weeks. If you're looking at 2 youngsters who can step in and make an impact and kind of make change, get their feet wet, and prepare for the future, like you said, it's Deshaun Womack, and then Whit Weeks is the other one. Those are 2 guys who can kind of step in and make an immediate impact. So especially a 5-star, you're expected to be that guy. Some guys just don't practice well. They come in and then they play lights out. You don't practice well, who gives a shit? Like some
Uh-huh.
guys are gamers, and it's just an interesting kind of contradictory just because like Brian Kelly's sitting back saying like, "Oh, I'm not scared to play freshman," or "I'm not scared to do this or do that," or like, "Yeah, Whit Weeks is ready. Like we're gonna give him the nod, start him back-to-back weeks in the SEC," and then kind of backtrack on it on Monday and be like, "No, like they still need to learn. They still need to do this. They still need to do that." It's like I don't know what more you want from them at this point when they've showed that they can compete at the highest stage, and you put in veterans that are underperforming. So that's just kind of like my thing when it comes down to it.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't know. There's some kind of like underlying thing with this team. I don't know. Like the team just doesn't feel like it's got its like swagger or juice or anything. It just feels off. I don't know. You would think like we talked about Greg Brooks, you would think they'd play hard for Greg Brooks, but it's last week
They did. They
the
did during the
contrary.
Mississippi State game. They played in the Arkansas game, and then just they took a step back. They took a step back this week at in Oxford. Tough,
Yeah.
tough scene, dude. Tough watch.
Yeah, I don't get it. All right, let's talk recruiting. It's kind of picking back up again, huh?
To a degree. I'll start off with something kind of different. For men's basketball, they picked up a really big recruit in Robert Miller III. We didn't get to talk about that too much. We talked about it a little bit probably 2 weeks ago. It's a pretty big commitment for them, and they got a visit from a trio of 4 stars and a 5-star center, Derek Queen. So that's kind of like the recruiting front for that. You have a guy named Curtis Givens, who's a point guard at Montverde, who LSU's recruiting really heavily. He's set to announce his commitment next Saturday, this Saturday, but he's not going to commit to LSU. I heard he's going to go to Memphis, so that's kind of out on that. And then women's basketball, man, I'm hitting all my 2 things before I get to before I get to football, because football is getting a little interesting too. But women's basketball is going crazy. I put out a really big recruiting update today on them. They missed out on this 5-star forward, and it's not the end of the world. But she committed to Notre Dame over LSU. And other than that, you're going after the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 players in the country for women's basketball, which we'll see what they can get from there. But aside from that, football is kind of getting interesting. I don't know if you wanted to talk about the current state of the class or what they're trying to do before early signing day. But if we're talking early signing day, they're trying to flip these 2 guys, one from Ole Miss, one from Texas A&M, defensive lineman Gabriel Relaford. They really need to flip this guy because they need another defensive lineman. And their 2 guys that they're going after is a JUCO guy, Sean Washington, and then that guy from Texas A&M. So Gabriel Relaford's on flip watch, but we'll see if they get him. And the other guy is Bernard Cossey. He's from New Orleans, and he's committed to Ole Miss. I think they'll flip him. But those are kind of your targets as, early signing day kind of inches closer.
What wasn't Sean Washington an LSU commit one time, and then he went to Georgia?
Yeah, Sean Washington was a guy who was committed to LSU for a couple months, backed off, went to Georgia, went there for a year, and then elected to go to went to the community college ranks to kind of get some playing in his belt. And now he's back going to the Power 5 level. He's taken a couple visits to Texas A&M, a couple other schools, but yeah, I'm really feeling confident that LSU can get him.
That's good.
Y'all want to talk bets?
Yeah, we can talk bets. Is there any other recruiting stuff, Zach? Or
I didn't know if you wanted. You were saying something about the current state of the 2024 class.
Well, what are they now? They're like 10 right now.
Yeah.
What do you think they're going to end up at? Like, I think what would you consider them to be like a successful recruiting class? I would say top 7.
Top 7 is probably a success. I mean, right now, in my opinion, you don't really have any guys in that 2024 class who can step in and make an immediate impact. You have some guys who can compete, but not necessarily play. Your top guy is going to be Deshaun McBride, who's the number 3 safety in America, and he's an absolute dog. I'm pretty sure Corey's got to see him in person as well. McBride's a gamer. He's still a guy who's still evolving because he's only played, defensive back for so long, but he's a guy who can come in, compete, do what he needs to do. But I mean, other than that, like in this 2024 class, you don't really have that many like immediate impact guys like you do right now, like Deshaun Womack, Whit Weeks. So it's a work in progress, man. There's no recruit that jumps off the page, but we'll see what can happen long term. There's still 2 months till early signing day.
It's kind of weird too. Like these 3-star guys will come in, you won't expect anything, and next thing you know, they're playing. Like I don't think Whit Weeks was really expected to be coming in and playing the way he's played. So
Weeks was a 3-star, but he was this guy who was like a coveted recruit on the trail. Like Georgia wanted him really badly. Like you had top programs coming after him, but from a rankings perspective, he wasn't this highly rated guy.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for Ashton Stamps, really.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can somehow land in the top 7. I don't know how they'll do it, but yeah,
I don't think they will, but anything can happen. It's recruiting, it's fluid.
Who knows? What do you want to talk about bets, Corey?
Yeah, last week did pretty well. Said Oregon State money line. That cashed in. They beat Utah by 2 scores. We said the over and Colorado covering against USC. That worked out, and Ole Miss plus 2.5. All
Colorado didn't cover the spread though.
Yeah, they did.
What was the spread? I thought the spread was like
21.5.
They didn't cover that. They won by 7, didn't they?
Yeah, Colorado covered it. Colorado was underdog for 21.5.
I'm thinking USC. My bad. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then we both said the over, and that was my biggest block. But yeah, all right. What else?
This week, Cameron Ward, one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the country, one of the best quarterbacks in the country for Washington State. They're on the road against UCLA. They're 3.5-point dogs. I think, the Cougars are a very good football team, very solid. I think they go in there and they win that game. So take Washington State plus 3.5. Also going to the SEC, Georgia's been good but not great. I think Kentucky covers on the road 14.5 points.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I like that. That's a good play.
Kentucky 14.5. And then lastly, over to the NFL, the 49ers are the best team in the NFL. They cover at home 3.5 versus the Cowboys, who are a top 5 team in the NFL as well.
I'm with it. I like it. Good plays.
See anything you like, Zach? Or
I haven't had a chance to really look at the books too much. So no, honestly, I don't really have any savvy plays like Corey's got. But bet your ass, I'll probably try to tell what he's got right now.
LSU's only 5.5-point favorites. I think that's kind of interesting. I mean,
keeps dropping. Started off at 8, went 6.5. Now it's 5.
I'm staying away.
I mean, I can see a stay away, dude. LSU's got to. If LSU has any moxie on their team, like they got to come out with. They got to come out like that Mississippi State game and just like, fuck you, we're beating this team, like attitude. Yeah. I think that's interesting. What else? Alabama only 1.5-point favorites. I mean, Jimbo Fisher's still their coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kentucky. Shut up, Corey. Kentucky, 15 points. That's a lot. 21.5 versus Arizona. Is Arizona dog shit? I mean,
Arizona's not bad.
Can they cover 21.5?
Who are they playing?
USC on the road.
Dude, I just don't trust you. I'll say this. If people talk about wasting talent, if USC doesn't make the college football playoffs this year, they wasted Caleb Williams. Their defense is horrible.
Do you think it's legit that he says he might not leave USC?
Would you want to go play for the Bears?
Bro, I mean, just turning down. I mean, what is the number 1 draft pick making money? Like 30 million guaranteed, 40 million guaranteed?
Look,
he would go.
I don't think he will. I get why Shador will. Because Shador will make $4.5 million off of NIL next year, and then he'll probably be the number 1 pick potentially for the following year.
Hell yeah, he better stay, dude.
So I get that. In terms of Caleb Williams, dude, just leave him and Drake May. Drake May would have been the number 1 pick last year.
Yeah, Drake May's gone.
Drake May's incredible. So I'm going to throw Drake May. That's why people are talking about Caleb Williams. Drake May is not a consolation prize. Drake May is legitimately a number 1 pick in most draft classes.
I like that.
But you think if the Bears got number 1, shit, they might even get number 2, so you can get Marvin Harrison Jr.
And Caleb Williams, and you trade Justin Fields, who still has some value.
Dude, Justin Fields could. I mean, call me fucking crazy, but Justin Fields could play a Taysom role on a lot of the teams.
I think Justin Fields could be an NFL quarterback.
He's a quarterback. Yeah, he's an NFL quarterback.
I think you give him the same. You give him the same system.
And a Pete Carmichael offense with throwing the ball 13 receptions for 33 yards, maybe.
You give him the same offense that like a Jalen Hurts has. Yes, he could be an NFL quarterback.
I don't know. I think he's a glorified running back.
Damn. I don't hate Justin Fields.
Dude, I mean, if you watch him enough, you're just like, oh my God.
That team is so fucking terrible, and they put him in such bad positions. Like, I can't necessarily hate Justin Fields. I got to hate the rest of the organization, to be honest.
I mean, a lot of it is situation, right? I mean, he's not in the best situation. Granted, but just from what I've seen, I don't know. He hasn't panned out.
But I would say, real quick, let's talk about some other Louisiana sports teams. All right, just a little bit. You know, ULL was hanging in there with Minnesota, huh?
Dude, they
They were.
tried. They hung
got a
in there
big
as
game
long as
this
they could.
weekend.
Huh?
They got a big ass game this weekend. Texas State at
Wow.
home.
I'm
I
very
heard
excited
you're
for that.
flying in, Corey. Is that true?
For that one, man, I'm pumped up, dude. Dude, I'm so excited. And then, the best team in the state just keeps rolling with the prettiest uniforms and the best logo and the best location.
Who does Mississippi College play this weekend?
I think Shorter.
Northwest South Dakota State.
They had Shorter just had a really good tight end come out of there.
Yeah.
Who the hell
Really
is Shorter?
It's in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
They're right next to Bigger.
Oh, I love the
What
dad
you think about
jokes.
Zion's comments, Mike, before we go?
Which ones?
Like, just a media day, dude. Did you believe him at all?
He says the same shit every year. Oh, New Orleans is home. I've been working out. Oh, great. And you paid him $200 million to do that. It's like, okay, show me. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Great.
Yeah, that's the thing about Pels talk. We did a lot of Pels talk last
It's the
year.
same shit every year. I mean,
Like this is a prove it or lose it year. This is the prove it or lose it. Like,
You
we're
just
not
blow
going
it
to
up?
come in here with hype.
Like if it doesn't work, you just blow it up.
Yeah.
well, what does blowing it up entail? Like, you keep Ingram, right? And then
You just get rid of Zion and CJ and just like.
But CJ's not even an asset at this point, so it's just like
You can get something for CJ.
Bro,
Something.
I don't think so. Who wants to pay him $33 million for a guy who doesn't play defense and is ball dominant?
Maybe somebody like Charlotte.
The Detroit Pistons.
What are we going to get? What are we going to get from Bagley? And I mean, to match those salaries, we're going to get dog shit in return. Like, there's nothing. I'd rather just keep them.
Give me Isaiah Stewart.
They're not going to trade Stewart. I'd rather have Stewart over McCollum right now.
Damn.
I'm telling you, he's not an asset. Like, at this point, if you're going to trade him, it would be for like a bigger guy.
Hey, I will say this. I'm very excited for the basketball team I'm covering.
It'll be fun.
And the hockey team I'm covering. I'm trying to learn hockey. That's my biggest problem.
I don't know hockey. I know the Zydeco's or whatever they're called are in Baton Rouge now.
Dude, that's the most disrespectful name ever, bro. Zydeco is in Lafayette, not Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Hey, Baton Rouge people, get your own fucking culture. Trying to stop stealing New Orleans and Lafayette culture. Get your own shit.
Wait, Corey. I want to go back to the Pelicans. What'd you think of it?
Dude, I just said it's prove it or lose it here. Like, dude, we could go through these hypotheticals all the fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, they could be the 5 seed. They can be great. Zion could be an MVP candidate. Until he actually fucking plays, what's the fucking point? They could come out here and be the number 1 seed in February, and there'll still be some doubt.
Let's say he goes down this year.
That's it.
Knock on wood. Okay, but like, what is you trade him? I mean,
yeah.
What could you get for him?
A lot.
You think you can get a lot for Zion?
I do. I think there's a team that would do that risk, especially a desperate team. Like, if New York doesn't pan out a lot, they would fucking do some shit.
Maybe.
The Clippers.
God, that'd be crazy. Team up Zion back with RJ Barrett or whatever.
Clippers.
Yeah, they're trying to get a new arena and get seats in an arena.
Who would you trade? Paul George or George Paul, as Skip Bayless calls him? I mean, who the hell, Nick Claxton and pieces? I mean, there's really.
I would take Claxton.
I don't know.
Dude, it's so depressing. I mean, I'm just like, I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm just like, all right.
This is it.
I mean, I'm just not even. What's the point of even having hopes for this? Like,
this is it. I have hopes.
I do too.
I have hopes.
I mean, I have hopes, but like, as a Pels fan,
again.
Yeah, I mean, as a Pels fan, it's the same thing every year. It's like I'm excited. I mean, when the ball is put on the court, I'll be like, all right, let's go. But like,
until then,
until you show me.
Hey, look, bro, flock the fuck up. Flock the fuck up. Let's go.
All right, give me time. I'm still recovering from going from 1 seed to what 10th seed or whatever the hell we were.
Yeah.
While you have time, I got to go finish making my barbecue shrimp over here for Victoria before she gets home. So,
All right.
Sounds amazing.
All right, boys. Good pod. If you guys like and subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Anything else you guys want to?
hey, if anybody wants me to rant about something, let me know.
Will do.
Corey does do cameos. $10 a rant.
I'll put the hold up.
Oh God, I
Oh,
might end
no.
this right now.
I bet he's going to grab that cowboy hat.
Prime time, showtime, baby.
There it
All
is.
right.
There it is.
You're scaring the children. You're scaring the children, Corey. All right. We'll
All
see
right.
you guys later.